Hello, boys and girls. Today we're going to make a model of a globe that's going to help you remember latitude and longitude. You're going to need a few things to do it. You need a glue stick, 3 pieces of paper. Notice my papers don't have any lines. No lines on your paper. And a pair of scissors and something to write with. Okay, you ready? Let's get started. To make our globe, we're going to put our 3 pieces of paper down. Now, I'm going to just put them on top of each other. You can do them one at a time, but you'll see why I do it this way. I'm going to make a circle, but to make my circle, I'm going to find something that's nice and round to help me make my circle. You might really be good at drawing circles, but I'm not that good. So I have a little pencil container here, or it's got my markers in it. I'm going to take it off, take all the things out, and I'm going to use this to trace to make my circle. So you see, it's going to get a nice round circle for me. So let me grab a pen and I'm going to trace around it. Now, it might be helpful for you to have someone to hold what item is you've chosen to trace, and you might really be good at holding it yourself. Okay, so there's my circle. Now I'm going to cut it out. The reason I have 3 together is because we're going to need 3 circles the same size. So I am going to cut this one time with all 3 pieces of paper together. So let's cut all the way around. Your cutting doesn't have to be perfect. Mine won't be. Cut all the way around your circle. Try to keep those papers together. A grown-up might help you if you need some help. I'm going to cut them all the way around. And then when I'm done, I'm going to have 3 circles that are all the same. There. Now I have 3 circles. And we're going to take 2 of these circles and fold them in half. So I now have 1 whole circle and 2 half circles. So now this is where our glue stick comes in. I'm going to put one aside and I'm going to glue this side, this outside of this circle. And stick it onto my whole circle where it's only, there we go, only half of it is glued down. See that? Now I'm going to trace that folded line on the outside. So I'm folding it down and I'm going to trace right here. Now remember I said we're making a globe? So if I put that globe just like this, what does that line make you think of? Right, that's the equator. So I'm going to label that as the equator. Now the equator is our main line of latitude. It goes straight around the middle, and you can see my globe here. It's that one that goes right around the middle. Lines of latitude go around the Earth. They move north like this. They're going around east and west, but they're measuring, these on the top are measuring north, how far north a distance is from the equator. I'm going to write north up here. That's where the North Pole would be. Then I'm going to write down here some more lines, trying to keep them kind of the same. I'm not using a ruler, just trying to do my best. What should I write at the bottom? Yeah, let's put an S for south. Now we also don't want to remember that these are called lines of latitude. So I'm going to write lines of latitude. You can pause the video if you need to watch how to spell it. I'll give you a moment to get everything written. Lines of latitude. And another thing that we would call these, they have a nickname. These are called parallels. Parallels. Parallels are lines that run side by side and never ever touch, like the rails on a railroad that go like this. They can go forever and ever, but never touch. These lines never touch. They're all going the same distance apart. And notice the lines at the top are going to be small. They're a lot shorter than the equator one around the middle. Let's circle the word equator. And I'm going to make this line thicker than the other lines. So now let's turn our globe over. Let's turn our globe over, and we're going to make the other side of our globe. So this time I have the other piece of paper that I have folded in half, and instead of putting it this way, I'm going to turn it this way. Make sure you have that one going the right direction, and we're going to glue this one in this direction. So I have to put glue on the back of it, just like I did the first one. Glue it down. Try to line it up a little bit the best you can. Remember, this is your model. It doesn't have to be perfect. It's not for a grade. It's just to help you remember some things. Okay, so now I think I feel good about that. Now we're going to trace that line just like we did before. This is our prime meridian. Prime meridian. That's the main line of longitude. Now, lines of longitude and lines of latitude are different. I'm going to write here, prime meridian. And these lines are different because instead of going straight like these, remember these went straight across. If I turned the earth like this, they would be straight up and down. These lines are different. These all start at the North Pole and come back to the South Pole. All of them. Even that prime meridian that I made, if you were looking on a globe, you would see that it also has a curve to it. I'm going to put one more right here. Now I'm going to turn it this way to draw the rest of them because that makes it easier for me. Get all my meridians in there. Oh, did I say meridians? Didn't I just say these were longitude lines? Well, that's because just like lines of latitude have a nickname and they're called parallels, lines of longitude also have a nickname and they're called meridians. So we're going to write those nicknames on here too. So I'm going to write meridian, meridians, and I'm going to write lines of longitude. This is a long word, but it has the word long in it, longitude. Now, why is that part of the word important? Well, that's because all of these lines are long. They're all the same length. Every one of them are long. If you look at the other side, remember, these were short at the top near the poles because they're going around the earth instead of from pole to pole. Now, let's do this. Let's fold our earth to where we see only whites. Now I am going to turn it this way. No, this way. So this is where I have it. I know it's kind of right side up because there's my equator. So I am going to now get creative and I am going to draw some land parts on there. I'm just going to be really quick here. And let's see. Let's say this is the, ooh, you can't see that very good. Let me find a darker green. This one might be darker, I'm not sure. So I'm going to draw our earth. Let's pretend this is the United States and North America. And we have South America. You can make your planet Earth look however you want. I am just kind of drawing my own little version here. There's nothing perfect. I know there's a little bit of land down here. And then I'm going to flip it. Let's color those in. And let's see. Of course, we need to color in our water area. And I'm just going to lightly do it. There's my water, my oceans. There we go. Now flip it over. Flip it over the same way I had it. Now remember, this side is going up and down. But that's okay. I still want it closed and keep it just like that. And now I'm going to draw our, let's see, here's Africa. Just sort of put it out there like that. That's really, really skinny down there, isn't it? And I'm going to draw, this would be kind of Asia up here. See, they don't look exactly like it. And then Australia would be over here somewhere. All right. So there's my land pieces and my water pieces. Finish coloring that in a little bit. And then we're going to have our model of the Earth. Remember, a globe is in the shape of a sphere because a sphere is the shape of a ball, and that's the shape of our Earth. So now I have my model, and I can remember prime meridian, lines of latitude, meridians. Remember prime meridian. Prime means the number one, the main one. I'm going to trace that a little bit darker. There's the prime meridian, and then I can flip it over and trace that equator better. This will help you learn some of those words that we're learning in our vocabulary this week in geography. Have fun, boys and girls.